Welcome back. It is 6:30 on your Sunday. Good morning. I'm Josh Robertson. We'll have some Saints coverage for you here in just a moment. But first, let's get it over to meteorologist Hannah Gard, who's taking a look at the, looks like some real busy tropics out there.
Yeah, we're seeing some storms out there. We have Hurricane Franklin right now, a Category 1 hurricane. That's forecast to become our first major hurricane of the season, a Category 4 as it heads to the northwest. But then it's going to pretty quickly decline once it takes this northeast turn. But what we're really all watching is Tropical Depression 10 down near the Yucatan right now. You can see it kind of meandering in the Yucatan Channel. It was in the northern part of the northwestern Caribbean. Now it's sinking a little bit to the south. It doesn't have a lot of steering going on right now. We need those upper level systems to steer tropical systems. But 35-mile-per-hour sustained winds at the moment. It's located 30 miles south-southeast of Cozumel as we speak. Now that's going to move up to the north as we go throughout the next couple of days. By Monday, we'll see a tropical storm. The next name is Idalia. And then Tuesday afternoon, they're forecasting we could see a Category 1 hurricane form as that heads northward. So this is going to head towards Florida. The forecast track has a Category 1 hurricane making landfall somewhere on the coast of Florida, from the Big Bend region down to places even farther south of Tampa. That's Wednesday that we'll see that system start to impact the coastal areas. Then it heads even farther north, and even as far north as Georgia, it could still be a Category 1 hurricane before weakening to a tropical storm, impacting the Carolinas through the end of the week. Now remember, these impacts spread farther than just the cone of uncertainty. We are going to see tropical storm impacts in Cuba and on the Yucatan, and then they could extend as far west as the Florida Panhandle and down to the ends of the peninsula near the Florida Keys. Now, the hurricane winds on this are not proving very strong, but I think they're forecasting Category 1, so we certainly could see hurricane force winds somewhere within that track as well. Even far inland into Georgia, they could see tropical storm force winds from this system. So like I said, the next name is Idalia. We'll likely see this system become Idalia sometime later today or by tomorrow. Now, sea surface temperatures, especially in the northern Gulf, most of those are in the 90s. So that's plenty of fuel to work with for this system. That's why we're forecasting strengthening. Once it gets out of this cooler area near the Yucatan and into these warm waters, it's going to have a lot of fuel to work with. Now, talking about steering, we have this low pressure system over the central U.S. that has a cold front attached to it. So that's why that's going to pull over to the east of us, because winds go counterclockwise around upper level lows. So it's going to push it over to the northeast. So we're not worried about this system. We are going to see rain, though, from this cold front. So when we see these stormy conditions into the start of the week, it's actually not from what might be Idalia. It's going to be from this cold front coming down from the north, but that's going to take it over to the east coast, and we're going to be clear of this system. So like I said, here's the moisture from this system. We're actually getting a consolidation of moisture coming from this cold front. That's going to give us stormy conditions. All this tropical moisture is mostly going to stay over on the eastern side of this system, which is typically what we see, and then that cold front will dissipate. So most of the rainfall from the system is going to be in places like the Big Bend area. From what models are showing right now, they could see upwards of 5 inches of rain. From this front that we're going to see, we still could get a pretty good soaking of rain across the area, 1 to 2 inches widespread. We could even see some isolated areas that see over 2 inches of rain. So that's going to be Monday, Tuesday that we mainly see those rain chances from this cold front coming down. So right now it's just to the north of us. We'll play that out. It starts to drag south through the day today. So we could see some storm activity in the afternoon, but once it really stalls out ahead of us tomorrow, that's going to be when we see widespread storm chances. And then Tuesday, you kind of see that moisture coming up from the Gulf, but not quite making it to us because of that system there. So current conditions in the 80s and high 70s. Yesterday, we hit 102 degrees for the second time this week. Today, Josh, I'm forecasting 103 at the airport. That would break the all-time record high temperature, and then through the rest of the week will be much better in the
Well,
lower 90s.
It can't be much worse. I mean,
It cannot be much worse.
we're
yes.
literally the hottest it's ever been, and over again. We can't even. We just keep breaking our own records every day.
Yeah, luckily there's some relief coming.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much there, Hannah.